morning. Dear dignitaries, dear chairman, dear guests, dear students, dear Dr. Amni. I'm privileged to be here with you in this Management Conclave, and I shall congratulate the organizers of selecting a very nice theme for today's meet, a change across the globe. On this aspect, I would like to touch upon two aspects which I feel is an important in current globalized world. Previously, we used to speak more about the globalization. Now, I believe we have to now speak about the digitalization. So that's the part what I want to focus about. That's the two part. One I believe is important is identity building, and the second is the trust building. I think these two aspects became important both in globalized world and digitalized world. So when we speak about identity building, so identity has two aspects. One is a tangible identity and intangible identity. Tangible identity, then what we know as the logo, the costume of the employees. These are what we see, the visual identity, what we can touch, is all what we can call it the tangible identity. And intangible identity is what we can call it the quality, the innovativeness of the company. These are all called intangible identities of the corporation. So when we speak about one company, so some identities come to our mind. The first thing that comes to our mind is the name of the company. Second, the brands of the company. And what also comes to our mind is the color, the logo, and other aspects. So when I speak about Apple, what comes to your mind? iPhone, what else?
So Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs, yes, the founder itself is an identity. That's another good point. So there are the elements of an identity. What else comes to your mind when you speak about Apple? Logo, innovation, probably quality. Yes. So we can call it also prestige, right? If you have an iPhone, that's the kind of prestige you have. What about Nokia? So probably Nokia was had the same probably identity like 1 decade back, but now the Nokia have lost that image. Can you imagine in 1 decade or half decade, a company which was in top became in the bottom? So that's where the importance comes of the identity management. As a future entrepreneurs, all of you have to work on this identity management very carefully. As a manager or as an entrepreneur, if you set up your own business, so you have to very carefully work on your identities, the corporate identity elements. Yourself, if you're an entrepreneur, then yourself is an identity. So you have to also be very careful in the society, how you behave and how you bring your image itself. And many times, entrepreneurs and businessmen, they don't much care about how the logo is managed. Like for example, the simple thing is, okay, I will give the task to the graphic designer will take off my logo. Whenever I require some printouts or visiting card printouts, our designer will take care. So you don't take much shoulder on this graphic design aspects. But what I urge to you is that you have to also start learning how this graphic design happens. The basic mistake what generally managers and owners of the business do mistake is they save the logo file in JPEG format. Saving the logo in JPEG format is one of the horrible mistakes. It's one of the horrible mistakes. How the JPEG should be saved, or how the JPEG, for example, when you're doing a PowerPoint presentation about your company, so you have to use your logo, right? If you are using this logo in JPEG format, that's a mistake. The logo should be saved in PNG format, and many people don't know about it. PNG format, not only PNG format, PNG transparent format. How the logos should be saved, because when you save the logo in PNG, because the logo do not have many colors, it has maximum 2-3 colors, sometimes 5-6 colors. So to make logo to be very much clear and visible, how it should be saved in PNG. JPEG has to be saved for the photography, not for the logos. So this kind of aspects are there as an entrepreneur, so we have to start picking up. And sometimes one more mistake what is generally done, so you see your logo in computer, but when you print out, it is a different color. So many people also surprised, how come that I have a logo in computer, but when you are printing, it's different. So in many times, for example, when you're having a promotion for your company, or for you have, for example, costume for your employees, your color is different in computer and your color is different in printouts. So why? Because it has two different aspects. One is what's called RGB, which what we see in computer, and how it prints is in different format, CMYK. So it's an open file. So as an entrepreneurs, the future entrepreneurs, what I feel that we have to give importance of trying to focus on identity management, both intangible and intangible. But you have to try to give your image of your company that it's an innovative, it's a creative. All these aspects are what we call it an identity building. So you have to focus on this. That's the first aspect. And second aspect is in our current changing world, in digital world, what I believe is trust building. So when we speak about trust, it's like, okay, I am trustworthy, I want to have a trust with you, you have trust with me. So it's a very simple thing. Things to say, but what I believe, what I feel is the trust is sacrifice. Without sacrifice, we cannot have trust. So many times, as an entrepreneur, as a businessman, you are duality. So you have one customer, you want to have a profit from each customer. Sometimes some customers are not happy from your product, so you have to exchange. And sometimes that your one customer, you are doing profit, but you are going to lose if you trying to satisfy him. But what I have to say, probably in 20 years back, if there was a one customer who is not satisfied, he will be not satisfied for himself. Maybe he will speak to 3 of his friends and he is forgotten. But in current digital world, digitalized world, he goes to the internet, he comments about you in internet, finish. He will affect thousands of people. So building trust, it became very challenging in current situation. So we can't speak that if one customer is not satisfied, then it will not much affect. But the current situation is, and what our topic is today is changing world. So as entrepreneurs, you have to try to have trust building, and trust do not come cheap. It has to be with sacrifice. And that's what I want to tell for today, for today's topic. Thank you. Thank you for being with me.